Hi everyone. I don't have Wi-Fi right now, but I'm recording this in advance until it's back. If you have any suggestions or requests, comment down below. Anyways, I've been getting asked this a lot, so today I'll be showing you how to do my flips that I do in every single edit that I make. I'll be teaching you how to make these transitions today. Okay, let's get started. For this video, I'm going to use 4 photos, which I have on the side right here, so I'm just going to drag them. Okay. So I'm going to put right here, this one here, and I'll put this one right here. Okay, so let's first start with these. I'm gonna pre-compose these 3 photos together, and then I'm gonna go to composition settings and make it kind of like that. You can copy my settings. There's nothing really specific. I just drag it until I like the way it looks. Now I'm gonna center all the photos. This one's already centered. Actually, kind of want this right here, so I'm gonna move this right there. Okay, so now I'm gonna add opacity to these 2. Extend this graph a little bit. You can copy my graph, I don't care. I always use this graph, I think it looks better. I'm just gonna copy and paste that to the second one, but I'm going to bring the keyframes together so it ends at the end of this clip. This is what we have after doing the opacity transitions. Okay, now you go outside of that and enable 3D on this, and then make a null object and duplicate it maybe 4 times. Okay, I'm gonna scale this down a little bit, right here maybe 78, and I'm gonna parent it to the first null layer, and I'm gonna keyframe scale and enable 3D on the 3 null layers. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. And I'm gonna keyframe Y rotation and scale. I'm gonna move the keyframes a little bit forward. It's maybe 12 or 13 keyframes, but it honestly depends on how long your transition is. But anyways, now I'm gonna set the first keyframe to 0 and the second one to 180. Easy ease the keyframes and go to the graph editor for the scale and copy my graph. And go to the Y rotation. And this graph, I'm gonna make it a little more, little loose. This is what you get. And parent the first null layer to the second one and enable scale and Y rotation, keyframe them, and move these keyframes a little bit, 2-3 frames forward. And then scale this out like this and do -180. If you can hear my phone buzzing, just ignore it. Okay, now for this one, you're gonna need to change to a speed graph. And then I'm just gonna highlight them both and do this graph. Maybe it's a little tight. Like that. Also, you may notice how this is now inverted, so if you go back to the composition and pre-compose the second picture and turn on 3D and change it to the Y rotation to 180, it'll be normal like that. Okay, now parent the second null layer to the third and enable scale and Y rotation again. I'm gonna put it in between these two keyframes, and then I'm gonna go at the very end and scale it up again and do the keyframe negative 180 like that. I'm gonna scale it up a little bit more. Highlight, graph editor, and do whatever graph you like. Okay, then exit the graph editor. This is what we have now. Now for the, like in the transition, we're gonna slide to the right. I think that's alright, right? Anyways, now you're gonna press P on your keyboard, right click, separate dimensions, and click on the exposition stopwatch and the Y rotation. And then I personally put these keyframes one frame before the last frame. The last beat mark. And then I'm gonna drag it to the end until you cannot see the picture anymore. Sorry, my shit is laggy. And then I'm gonna set this to 200 and drag it to the end as well. I'll go to your graph editor. This should be on the value graph, and then just copy my graph like that. Same thing over here. And you have that. Okay. Then honestly duplicate, make another null layer, and do the scale, keyframe the scale 100, and then before the second beat, keyframe it to like 119 or 110, it's up to you. And go to the frame before this beat and make it 100, and then 119 at the end. Like that. Now it adds more flow. Okay, then press R on your keyboard on the composition itself and keyframe orientation. I'm just gonna play around with it until I like something. There's no really proper way to do it, and I don't graph it at all. You can copy my values. The first value is 1307. I don't really like playing with the Y rotation, but then 352 and 355. And 13 and 9. Then 342 and 351. Like that. Now, the shakes are totally up to you, but I add BCC swish pan or whatever it's called. Also, I forgot to mention that the first two, the scale and Y rotation, the first keyframes that we made, you need to drag it one frame behind, like that. Perhaps widen this, tighten this a little bit. Then yeah. Okay. I'll change the pan direction to top and the animation to percentage done. Leave it at 50 and change the blur to 11. Then do the same thing over here, but make it right. Percentage done 11. Okay. I'll make a light layer. Copy my settings if you'd like. here's the point of interest and position. Now I'm just gonna add shakes, but your shakes are totally up to you, like kind of depends on what you like. I'm gonna add them right now. Okay, now I've added my shakes and this is what it looks like. You can barely see anything, but whatever. I added a build-up shake on both these two parts and an end shake at the end. Now pre-compose this, all of it. I don't really pre-compose the swish pan one frames, I just keep them at the end, I don't know why. What I like to do is duplicate it, and to the composition that's below, I go to the negatives, like negative 200 something, then I change the opacity to 30. Now you have that. Now we're gonna add BCC lens blur. Change the to 1000. Keyframe that iris scale and set, after like a few frames, set it to like 0, like that. You can copy my graph. Then I copy it, duplicate it to all three. Maybe like that. Okay, now we'll start on the second one. I'm just gonna scale this up, fit it into, okay, and then here press P on your keyboard and also enable 3D. Then we're gonna drag it to the left side until you can't see the picture, like that. Okay, and we're gonna keyframe Y rotation and set it to negative 180. Easy ease that and drag these two keyframes one frame before the picture. Then just do whatever graph. Like that. Okay, make a null layer. Keyframe scale and Y rotation. Go to the end, set the scale to 0 and the Y rotation to negative 200. Keyframe, ease both. And copy my graph. Actually, sometimes when it doesn't look like, oh wait, let me do the Y rotation first. See, it doesn't look like it zoomed out a lot, so I go to the negatives in the scale. Then, yeah. It looks like that. Do the orientation as well and copy my values. Then I'm gonna do the BCC switch pan as well on here. Change that to right, sorry, not top. Okay, then add motion tile. I personally don't put mirror edges, but you can if you want to. And then make a light layer. now you have that. You can add also a shake, so I'm gonna add a skew and an end shake. I added a skew and an end shake, and this is what we have. Now obviously these transitions don't, like, these two don't match with each other. There's like supposed to be another transition over here, but that's, I'm just really, the purpose of this whole video is just to show you what I do with my Y flips and stuff. So then I pre-compose this and copy one of the blur thingies on it. Okay. So this is what we have now, and that's it. It's really that simple. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope this helped a lot. Let me know if you have any other suggestions, as I said, and I'll try my best to make more tutorials. With this Wi-Fi thing going on, it's kind of frustrating me, but hopefully I can upload this very soon. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, or whatever. Anyways, bye.